Hi everyone, I'm here at the Bible reading. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm sorry I'm chewing gum. My mouth has been really dry for days. So I had to chew a piece of gum or something to help me get through this. I need to get some more of that Biotine gum. It seemed to help pretty good. I don't know, do they sell that over there? At the dollar store? I have to have you look for it, see.
I ain't looking for it.
Well, I mean, I can look it up online. I have the mouthwash in there.
I cut it out.
I can just use the mouthwash. I have some of it still. Okay, so we're going to, let me go back up here and tell you guys. Sherm's already got his set. We'll be reading in the New King James Version. We'll be reading Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 29. It'll be all Jesus' words until the very end, and then I'll tell you when Jesus' words stop. And then we'll be reading Psalm 9, verses 1 through 12, and Proverbs chapter 2, verses 16 through 22. Okay. We're starting today with Matthew, and Jesus is talking about a few things today. He's talking about you will know them by their fruits. And by their fruits, he means by the way they act, by them doing good and doing bad. If you see them doing bad, then you know they're bad people. If you see them doing good, you know they're good people. But you don't always take that as it is when you see them acting that way in front of a bunch of people. Because if you see them doing good in front of a bunch of people, that's not necessarily how they always are. They could just be doing it to look good in front of others. I could tell you, and other people could tell you stories of people who are like that. Just like this pastor, everybody said how wonderful he was. And that the only time they ever seen him was when he was in church. But one of the parishioners seen him out one day at a store, but he didn't see them. And he was treating one of the workers in that store horribly, cussing her out and everything. And they could not believe that that was their preacher doing that. The preacher never did see them, but they saw him. And they couldn't believe he was acting that way. And it wasn't the girl's fault, because she's just doing her job. But he was treating her awful. That's just one example. And vice versa, you know. And then about I never knew you. If you don't get saved, guys, you could die anytime. And if you're not saved, it's going to be too late to beg to be saved then. Because Jesus is going to say, I don't know you. The same at the end of the world. Jesus is going to say, I don't know you. Whether you don't believe in him or you've waited and waited, and I'll ask for forgiveness on my deathbed, like my youngest sister says. It's going to be too late. And you're not going to have a deathbed. It's going to be too late one way or another. And Jesus is going to say, I don't know you. Let me have Jesus tell you himself. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. You will know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Therefore, by their fruits you will know them. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say in that day, Lord, Lord, Have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Yeah, they might have done those things, maybe to make money, but they didn't know Jesus. They weren't saved. They didn't really know Jesus. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on a rock, and the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the wind blew and beat on that house, and it fell, and great was its fall. End Jesus' words. And so it was, when Jesus had ended these sayings, that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Amen. And now we're going to read Psalm 9, verses 1 through 12, a prayer and thanksgiving of the Lord's righteousness, judgments, to the chief musician to the tune of Death of the Son, a prayer of David. You ready? I will praise you, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will tell of your marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in you. I will sing praise to your name, O Most High. When my enemies turn back, they shall fall and perish at your presence. For you have maintained my right and my cause. You sat on the throne judging in righteousness. You have rebuked the nations. You have destroyed the wicked. You have blotted out their name forever and ever. O enemy, destructions are finished forever. And you have destroyed cities. Even their memory has perished. But the Lord shall endure forever. He has prepared his throne for judgment. He shall judge the world in righteousness, and he shall administer judgment for the peoples in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And those who know your name will put their trust in you. For you, Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you. Sing praises to the Lord who dwells in Zion. Declare his deeds among the people. When he avenges blood, he remembers them. He does not forget the cry of the humble. And that is where we're going to stop with Psalm 9. And now we are going to read Proverbs 2, verses 16 through 22. Ready? To deliver you from the immoral woman, from the seductress who flatters with her words, who forsakes the companion of her youth, and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house leads down to death, and her paths to the dead. None who go to her return, nor do they regain the paths of life. So you may walk in the way of goodness, and keep to the paths of righteousness. For the upright will dwell in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the earth, and the unfaithful will be rooted from it. Amen. Okay, guys, that was our Bible reading for today. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. All right, let me get out our homework book and our prayer requests. Okay, our homework last night was, who was it that God told to sacrifice his only son? And the answer to that would have been Abraham. Abraham. We know he truly has two sons, Ishmael truly being his first, but that was by his wife Sarah's slave girl, Hagar. But Isaac was his wife Sarah's, that was their true, legal son, Isaac. And tonight's Bible question is, you'll find this in the New Testament. Who in the Bible wore clothing made of camel hair and ate locusts and wild honey? All right, that is your homework for tonight. Okay, please keep the following people in prayer. The family and friends of Stephanie Holstein, Jim Mitchell, Garnet Boyer and family, Sammy, Paco, April and Linda Thacker, Lonnie Doles Jr. and family, Sherman Crabtree, Jimmy Myers, Abby Myers and Rhonda Karshner, Sherman Crabtree, Layla and her son Emil, Michelle Watkins, Judy Thompson, Cindy and Jim Welsh, Dora Carper, Randy Post, Barb Post, and Melody Stanley. Okay guys, if you'd like to subscribe, it should be in the bottom left-hand corner. And if you'd like to watch another random video, it should be in the top right-hand corner. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.